What's up? How y'all doing out there? Two birds. It's just taking like November 1st, something like that. But it's a great illustration of one complete rotation of the planet. Big blue, and then you'll see all its other little planets. But also try to key in on the movement and how they stop and shift. Watch them stop and shift. That's that's us. We're the ones shifting and stopping like that. So when you see that, it's kind of freaky. Also, it looks like it's coming closer to you, which is really not the case. We're being tugged towards them. So they're not coming closer. We're moving, we're kind of moving with them. And, out of our elliptical around the sun. But I had a lot of great questions, too much information to write. So I told him I'll do a video. And so this is for Val and Michelle and Mary and Roger and a couple others I might have forgotten. I think my Sky, who's the other cat? Who want to know the truth. He had a whole bunch of questions. It's too much to list. But yeah, boy, you see how it comes around. So, they a lot of basic questions. Why do I always get ringing in my ears? And there's a simple scientific explanation for it. Just like when you get on a plane, your ears pop and they ring. Just like when you dive underwater past a certain depth. Air pressure is the same way. When you get a sudden ringing in the ears, most of the time that is the air pressure suddenly changing. And it makes your ears ring. High frequencies also do it. What dogs and stuff can hear, and cats, you'll get a ringing in the ear. So if you have a cat or a dog, next time you get a ringing in the ear, look at them and see how they're reacting. See, they're moving, so I have to move the camera. See, again, webcams can't do that. See, look at the planet. Isn't that sweet? So that's the two main reasons why you get ringing in the ear. Some people have just a symptom of it. I forgot what it's called. There's a medical term for it. And it's an awesome question, because a lot of people, why is that? So now people are, what's the trumpet in the sky sound? The trumpet in the sky, everybody knows that. Like, what's that sound? Well, again, math and science tells us these things. The first way you get a trumpet in the sky sound is from deep underground earthquakes. Now, when that happens, they actually produce sound. And that sound travels through the rock of least resistance. And it comes through the surface as a harmonic tremor. And it vibrates the air particles and you hear it. Second way you get trumpets in the sky, is the atmosphere vibrating. Now this video actually shows the atmosphere vibrating, but I don't think I can capture it. But it's the atmosphere vibrating. When an Earth is being tugged and stuff, the atmosphere is being tugged too. And then it snaps back. And it vibrates like a guitar string and a low hum. And, of course, it hits the air particles and it makes sound. So those are the two scientific ways that those two phenomena happen. Now, they didn't notice back in, the time of the prophets and stuff. They didn't know about harmonic trumpets or anything. They didn't know about, trumpets in the sky. They didn't know what it was from, but they knew it, and they knew what it would sound like. Now, if you never hear it, you must have heard it from somebody who knew what this sound would be like, and that could only come from God. See, again, everything correlates. Another great question is the chemtrails. Now, chemtrails are a necessary evil. You must understand this. Necessary evil. For one, iron doesn't turn into iron oxide until it enters our atmosphere and comes in contact with water vapor. That's how you get iron oxide. Second of all, they spray aluminum silica to capture the oxygen particles. They actually bind the oxygen particles. And then it falls to earth and it dissolves, releasing the oxygen back into the air. Again, there are elements to their madness. Well, then people say, what's barium for? Well, barium, mixes with some other compounds and sometimes can reduce the level of toxicity that is actually coming into Earth. When the compounds mix, it becomes toxic in certain ways. Sometimes it becomes good, so they spray manganese. And that bonds with iron high up in the atmosphere, in the stratosphere. That's why they spray so high. Because before iron can mix with water to make iron oxide, it bonds with manganese. And then it falls to earth, and humans actually consume that. It's actually good for you. See, look at that across, just about to go above the screen. It's good for you. We break it down and put the element back to the earth so some other organism can use it. See, that's how that rolls. Now you gotta understand that these are just basic scientific questions answered scientifically. Like, why do your joints ache? Well, that's because the extra atmospheric pressure being placed upon you. There are so many easy scientific questions that can be answered in so many easy ways. If you just look at, the proper way of spelling it out. You can come up with so many theories. Like, why are we getting this cold weather? There are a number of reasons for that. First, our magnetic pole is probably close to the Mongolian-Russia border. Mongolia, whatever. Anyways, the compass point reads still almost due north. That's because the pole is right across the earth from us on the other side, near Moscow. It was near Moscow a few weeks ago. And it's also not moving in an arcing shape. It's moving in a jagged shape. A few degrees this way, a few degrees that way, but it is moving, but not in an arcing shape. Now, that magnetic pole being over there is actually doing what? Well, it's changing the Arctic stream wind pattern. See, the Arctic stream follows the magnetic pole around. Sometimes it dips down and we get hit here in Chicago. But since it's over there, it's coming across the North Pole straight down through the Midwest, colliding with the Gulf air, producing storms that are just going to blanket the coast, probably for a while. Now that's simple. It's easy to explain. You can tell by the isobars how close they are and the range they're coming in. The weatherman reported that the barometric pressure dropped 48 millibars in 24 hours. That's never happened. That's never happened. They actually had a hurricane at the almost hit the North Pole, and it wasn't Ophelia. So these weather patterns correlate. Now, why is it doing that? Well, we know that the wind pattern has changed. Now we know that our Earth is out of alignment with the sun. It's downwards. We're being down below the elliptical. We're tilted backwards and to a slanted right by about 29 to 34 degrees. So we're down below the elliptical with the sun. We're turned upwards and we're good.